Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so excited to be back here on YouTube. It has been a lot. I'll give you guys a quick update. My channel is officially back. I have been behind the scenes fighting the good fight, and we're back. So let's do all things Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're going to get into it. We're going to break it down. As you guys come in, be sure to say hi, drop a hi in the chat, say what's up. I've missed you guys, but we are back. So first thing, we are going to talk about PK and Dorit, what is going on in their relationship. Then we're going to talk about Mauricio and Kyle, his Dancing with the Stars partner, my predictions on what's going on with Morgan Wade. And then we'll get into reviewing the episode and what's going on there and all of that. So we are going to get into it. All right, first up, let's talk about PK and Dorit. All right, word on the street is that their money woes are leading them to a separation, breakup, leading separate lives. So this is according to Reality Blurb. It says Dorit Kemsley and husband PK Paul Kemsley faced rumors of potential marriage trouble on the premiere episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, with PK being accused of being in the car with another woman amid his alleged DUI. And according to the couple, they are currently, quote, healing. Okay, let's break this down. Let me put my banner up real quick. Okay, so let's break this down real quick. First up, do I believe PK and Dorit are separated, living separate lives? Yes, 100% I do. But the reason why I think that Dorit is going to divorce PK, I don't think it's 100% just about the money. And I'll tell you why. I think it's a combination of things. Yes, it's about the money problems. They still owe like $1 million in taxes. But I think it's that the Mauricio cheating allegations. Also, I think it was the allegedly, the alleged fake robbery. I think that is what really took Dorit over the edge with this. I think that Dorit she either found out that PK was behind the alleged fake robbery, and she got really pissed because not only did he put her in danger, but he also put the children at danger. And I think that was a turning point for Dorit. I think she knew he was going to do some type of scam to get some money to get out of all of the debt that they were in. But I'm not 100% sure she knew when he was going to do it and exactly what he was going to do. And I think that was a final straw for her. I think at this point right now, I think that she wants stability, and that now that she's older, she wants some money, and she also wants stability for the children. There have also been rumors that PK has been cheating with men. Again, here, if we talk about sexuality, it's all inclusion. It's all a good, fun kiki, but there's been rumors out there that when he's in London, he's doing his thing with, the boys and the men. And then also, I want to touch on this. So when Sutton says, actually, we'll see what Sutton said, and then we will talk about it. Okay, let's see what Sutton said real quick. Here we go.
The only thing that I've ever heard about PK and Dorit was the night PK got pulled over for a DUI. He may have or may not have had a woman in the car with him. That's the only rumor I've ever heard. The only thing.
Okay, I believe Sutton on this. Number one, Sutton always has the tea. She always knows what's good. Now, if you guys watched Watch What Happens Live with Kyle Richards and Teddi Mellencamp, I don't know why Teddi was on there. She's not relevant. It was bizarre and it was weird. But B, like, Teddi, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Because Teddi says, oh no, I saw the police report. I read all the reports, and all the police reports said that he was in the car alone, that there was no other person. He was in the car alone. Okay. Did the police report also did not show that he took a breathalyzer, right? Which is why they knew that he was over the limit with a DUI. Yet, as we all know, he also got a police escort home. I don't know any person who gets a DUI where the police escorts them home personally. And then the police also said, oh, we're not going to press any DUI charges because there's not enough evidence. I'm confused. If you took a breathalyzer and you were over the limit to the point where they took your car away and they took you to jail and then they escorted you home because of said breathalyzer, which I think would be evidence number one, then obviously what is going on in these police reports and what is out there isn't correct. And he clearly got special treatment. So then for Teddy to be on Watch What Happens Live and be like, oh, I saw the report and I don't think they had a woman in it, when we already know he got special treatment, really doesn't make any sense. Like, bye-bye, miss me with all that, Miss Teddy Bear. But I think that was really the final straw. And then also with the Mauricio cheating allegations, right? So I think why they're really breaking up is because Dorit has sort of outgrown that Bonnie and Clyde scheming and scamming. I think she's ready to have a normal life with a man and normal money. And I think the fact that Dorit put their kids in danger with that alleged robbery, I think that was really the breaking point for her. Okay. As Dorit, 47, insisted that her marriage to PK, 56, is, quote, very strong, she also honored her husband in March as they celebrated 8 years of marriage. 12 years ago, I decided to share my heart with Paul PK Kemsley. 8 years ago today, I married my soulmate, she wrote in the caption of an anniversary post. We may not always have it all together, but together we have it all. I love you so much, baby, she added. Happy anniversary. That's very performative, whatever. But months after the post was shared, an insider is claiming Dorit and PK have split. Quote, they've been living separate lives for about 2 months after she ended it, the source told In Touch on October 25th, noting that PK has been photographed at the Beverly Hills hotel where he is believed to be living. Side note, I believe this. I do think that PK is living in a hotel. I think they've been separated for longer than 2 months. I think the separation has escalated over the last 2 months for him to move out. But I think they've been separated for a while, or at least living separate lives, but still, quote, married. Because if you think about it, what was it, over a year ago at this point? I think she said the break-in was like 14 months ago when they scheduled that. The reason why PK wasn't at home was because he was in London. So even over a year and a half ago, they're already leading separate lives. And remember, that's why she was so pissed, because he wasn't home and he wasn't there to, quote, protect her. Okay, let's keep going. Paul is apparently heartbroken, the insider went on. She's been telling people that she fell out of love with him, but they agreed to keep it a secret for now so it doesn't affect the show. Side note, I think that's also true. They didn't want to affect the show. But I think the reason why now they're going public is because if you've noticed on the Housewives, that it's weird because it should be the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or whatever, but there's sort of been this inverse trend, particularly this season we're seeing, where the people who are going through the divorces, who are secretly separated, who are cheating allegations, those are the people who actually have the storylines. Those are the people who are being in the media and being talked about. So I think at first they thought, yes, let's keep up this front like we're married, like a lot of them did, or at least we're happily married. Like Teddy Mellencamp even came out and said her and Eddie were faking it. Like Camille and Kelsey Grammer were faking it, like all of that. But then they realized, oh, the juice is actually when we're not in a good place. The juice is actually when we're separating. So I think when Kyle and Mauricio were like, oh, we're going through a separation, Dorit and PK, they were like, hold our beer. Well, like, you're not going to be the only one with the storyline, right? Let's keep going. Dorit and PK, who had in 2015 ensured 2 kids, son Jagger 9 and daughter Phoenix 7, have been facing rumors of marital troubles for months. Quote, this West Coast housewife and her husband are done. They're deciding whether to announce now or after the season ends. Obviously, it's out now. Bravo Bad Girl wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, now known as Twitter, in October. Too many hints on air, and it's impossible to hide anymore. Not who you think at all. Although the post didn't mention Dorit and PK by name, many believe the message was about them. However, following the claim by the In Touch Weekly source, the couple insisted they had not split. Quote, "We have had some challenging years, which we openly discuss in the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills." Again, really good plug, right? We talk about it on the show. Come watch the show. They said in a statement magazine, "We remain committed to working through these issues as a united couple for our family. We have not separated, nor are we planning to do so. Rather, we are focused on healing, making changes, and doing the things that many couples do at some point in their marriage. We would be grateful for everyone's understanding. We are doing what we can to focus on our best interests of our family, as opposed to spending our time contending with rumors and hearsay that are not true. Love, Dorit and PK." Okay, now I don't know if all of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills share the same publicist, but to me, that was nothing but a copy and paste and edit job. Basically the same exact thing that Kyle and Mauricio said. Remember when it came out when they were in Aspen about their separation? "No, we are happy. We have our struggles, but we're still together. We're a united front, blah, 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 blah." Okay. But let's also get into some of their money problems. Okay. So this is according to The Sun. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Dorit Kemsley's husband, PK, owes nearly $1 million in taxes, the U.S. Sun has exclusively learned. Money troubles continue as the couple still has unpaid taxes owed to the state of California and to the Internal Revenue Service. This comes after PK 56 paid off his $2.27 million debt to the Las Vegas casino Bellagio in January of 2022. Don't forget, that is the payout from the insurance when they had their alleged break-in. So again, this is where I think Dorit really wanted to get the exit strategy out. I think Dorit is now a woman of a particular age. I think she has the 2 kids. I think the whole Bonnie and Clyde being, these grifters, I think she's over that lifestyle. She's over the Beverly Beach. She's over the taxes. She's over the fake insurance scams, all of this. And speaking of all of that, you guys, did you guys see that Dorit said that she was robbed again? So this would be their, I think, 3rd robbery, because their robbery that we did the deep dive in wasn't their first one. So let's watch what she said, and I want to know if you guys believe her or not. Okay, here we go.
This last incident had on me.
Yeah. Last Christmas was about 14 months after the home invasion, and I went to the bank. I took out $10,000 so I can have some money for Christmas gifts. I had my handbag in the shopping cart. When I got to the register, I realized that my handbag was gone.
The whole year, in my marriage, in my life, in my emotions, it was very much like this.
The police came down and they reviewed the video surveillance. They had discovered that I was followed by 3 men. That threw me right back into the throes of PTSD.
I did not mean to have this impact on your life, on your marriage. I want to work on repairing this friendship because I don't have many. I mean, I need to let go of being defensive and being ready to fight and claw everybody's eyes out.
Yes.
So know that I'm, moving forward, and I would love for you to move forward with me.
Oh my God, I'm moving forward. This last incident.
So what do you guys think? Do you really think that this woman has this luck where she's robbed about 3 or 4 times? She got 10 grand out of, the ATM or whatever it was, the bank. She puts it in her purse. She's doing a bit of holiday shopping. And then all of a sudden these 3 men come and take, her money. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's not real or not. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one. But again, weird, bizarre. So that's sort of the latest of what's going on with PK and Dorit. Maybe it's finally time for Mauricio and Dorit to get back together. I don't know if they're together. Who knows what's going on? It is a hot mess. All right. So now let's move on to our next story. So let's talk about Kyle Richards upset over the pic of Mauricio and Emma holding Mauricio and Emma holding hands as she deletes the post supporting Mauricio on Dancing with the Stars. And then she has an update on their living situation and all that is going on with them. Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, okay? When it comes to Kyle and Morgan Wade, there was a moment, and I mean a very, very small moment, where I thought that maybe they really were in a sexual relationship. And again, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I want to know what you guys think. I actually don't think that Morgan and Kyle are in a sexual relationship. I think that Kyle, and again, I don't really like Kyle, so it's not that I'm trying to like make excuses for her, but this is what I actually think is going on with Kyle. I think Kyle is grieving. And I think that she's been grieving for a long time and she hasn't dealt with the trauma and grief of losing her childhood friend who lost her battle last year to her mental disease, mental illness. So Kyle had a best friend from childhood who, you know, as they in adults were all together. Unfortunately, she, you know, succumbed to her own mental battles, right? And I think that, and this was right around the time when they wrapped last season, right around the time with all the Kathy stuff. And I don't think that Kyle has properly grieved. And I think a lot of her behavior is attention-seeking behavior because of that. You know, she's gotten the tattoos, the Morgan Wade thing, the weight loss. Mauricio was spot on when he was just like, okay, well, are you rebelling and doing all of this? Or is this what you really want to do? I think when Kyle lost her friend, I think she kind of broke a little bit and she's kind of been spiraling and she's been trying to figure out who she is and what happened. And I think that Mauricio was not there for her emotionally when this happened. I feel like Mauricio was out there dipping it and doing it with Dorit and whoever else he was dipping and doing it with. He was booked and busy on buying Beverly Hills for Netflix. He was booked and busy doing all the other stuff. And I don't think that he was there for her the way she needed him to be. And this is sort of her way of acting out because she's doing a lot of things that is very teenager like. You know, I'm hanging out with like the bad girl, you know, with the tattoos. I'm getting all these tattoos. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. You know, I'm losing all this weight. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. Right. I'm very, you know, all of that stuff. I think Kyle is really going through something. I think, and it's sort of like a later in life crisis. And I also think this because the way I see her and Morgan Wade interact doesn't seem sexual to me. I actually think Morgan does not like Kyle. And this comes up because she's like, she stalked me on Instagram and all this other stuff. Like, if you actually watch their interactions when they're talking, I'm not talking about the clips that we see of like paparazzi shots where you could be like this with someone and they're like, oh, they're in a relationship, right? I think that Kyle was going through something. Morgan's writing music spoke to her. Kyle reached out. And then I think Morgan's team was like, oh, let's use this to, you know, capitalize on everything. Now Kyle is doing a documentary on Morgan. Now we know who Morgan Wade is. Now they're, you know, doing merchandise and, you know, lesbian music videos and all of this stuff. I think that Morgan got in over her head. I think her team is trying to capitalize on all of the publicity. And I think that Kyle is going through something. That's what I think is going on. And I think that Mauricio is kind of at a loss because he's like, wait a minute, we've always had a sort of understanding, which is like they said, we remember it in the previews that's coming up. She's like, yeah, you know, he's like, for once it's you that's having the affair. And she's like, yeah, for once it's me having the affair. And he looks kind of shocked and confused because I think that Mauricio does not understand mentally and emotionally what Kyle is going through because of what happened to her friend succumbing to her mental illness. That is what I actually think is going on here more than anything else. You know, that's kind of where I land on that situation. Now, Mauricio has now come out with some statement with his Dancing with the Star person. I have it, so let's watch. Okay, here we go.
supportive. Last week was extremely emotional, so super supportive relationship. We're definitely there for each other, and it's beautiful. That's a great thing.
It is, and we're really good friends. And just to clarify, we went to a restaurant to go get some sushi right after rehearsal. We were in our rehearsal clothes. Lots of the stories are wrong. Yeah. Lots of them. Okay. And yes, when we had a very it's a very intense week, a very emotional week. We were talking about the week during dinner, and when we came out of dinner, we were recapping, and I reached out to grab Emma's hand, and she grabbed my hand, and then we walked, to the cars, just recapping and summarizing.
Right.
And then the paparazzi caught that moment, and it's become a blown out moment.
And then all of a sudden we're dating.
Yeah. So anyway, just that's it. Hope that clarifies. That's the end of that story. And we're gonna keep on dancing. We're gonna keep having fun, and
that's it.
Dance the Argentine tango this week.
Yeah, and you're supportive.
Okay, call me naive, and again, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm bringing it, guys. I actually believe Mauricio and Emma. I don't think Mauricio and Emma are getting it in. Now, do I think Mauricio has other side chick girlfriends? 100%, but I think he's always had them. And I think Kyle has always known, and I think Kyle has always kind of done her stuff too. Now, this is what I found very interesting. Again, if you watch the Watch What Happens Live with Kyle on it last night, and Andy asked her, oh, how did you feel about, the photos of Mauricio holding hands with Emma? And she's like, oh, it's really hurtful. Like, clearly there's something going on and blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm so upset about it. It's really hurtful. They're holding hands. I was like, hold up, Kyle. Aren't you the number one person who always says that the paparazzi takes photos out of context, that, you and Morgan are just friends and the photos they post are like old photos, or it's out of context, or it's certain angles? So to me, I was kind of like, so when it's you and Morgan having photos taken out of context, but yet you just blatantly believe all these other photos of Mauricio and Emma without giving him the benefit of the doubt. Just seemed a little weird to me. She also addressed whether or not she thought that, the stuff about how their separation is just for ratings. Now, this is the thing. I don't think their separation is just for ratings. I think, like I said before, I think Kyle is really like ticky. Like, I don't mean that in a derogatory mental illness way. I mean it in a serious way. I think she's really going through something, and I think that was the catalyst for the separation. What I do think is for ratings, and what I do think is for shock value and attention, is the whole her and Morgan Wade thing. That, I think, is more of a PR stunt than anything else, right? So let me see. I think I have another clip of what they said. So let's watch it, and then we'll discuss.
I just wonder, is there one misconception that's been going on about everything regarding you and Mo that you want to clear up before I get into the specifics?
Oh yeah. The one that I hear the most that it bothers me so much is that we are doing this just for ratings.
Yeah, that pisses me off too, actually.
What human being would do that to their children, to their family? I mean, that is just, obviously those are people who are very ignorant, but it's so annoying.
Yes, I agree. Okay, I'm glad you said that.
I love you guys and the show, but it's not that
right, honestly.
Yeah.
I just wonder, is there...
You look amazing.
Oh, thanks.
How many tattoos do you have right now?
5.
Seriously?
This is the first.
That one I know.
This is the second.
Oh, I forgot
This is the
about that
third.
one.
This is the 4th. This is the 5th.
I only knew of 3.
Well, maybe you should be looking at my body closer. This is clearly a big symptom of not spending time together. Years ago, he would have noticed a freckle on my body, and now he doesn't know that I have 2 more tattoos.
I think that's enough, yeah?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna get another one.
Not being it's enough. 5 tattoos is a lot.
If I want to, I will.
I will not allow that.
You didn't even know how many I had, so if I want one, I'm gonna get one. It's my body.
I love Bean. Stop that. You don't need any more tattoos.
You don't have a choice.
Honey.
You don't have a choice.
You look amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So to me, I think all of this Kyle acting out is attention seeking behavior. I think her and Mauricio's sex life, like a lot of people's sex life when you've been married for a while, dried up. I think that he was doing him. And I think that when her childhood friend passed away, I think that really affected her on a much deeper level. And he wasn't there for her. And now she's spiraling. I think everything she's been doing has been for attention. I think it's all been a teaching. Oh, Baka says, "What is Love Bean?" So Love Bean is his like nickname for her, like baby love, all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I think is going on there. Now let's move into talking about the new episode and the upcoming season. Da, da, da. All right, let's break it down. So first up, the retreat. What I thought about the retreat in the beginning, I think everyone was just trying to save their jobs. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. I think the cast, I think the crew, I think the producers, I think the executives, I think everybody was trying to save their jobs with that. Like, let's have this, Eaglewoman retreat and let's hash everything out and let's make excuses for everything and blah, 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 blah. I think everyone was just trying to save their jobs from the, cluster crap that happened last season, because last season was so dark and so evil with all of this stuff. I don't even want to talk about it. We all know it, with like the racism, the homophobia, the all of the like all of that stuff, the bots and Diana and going after children. Like, it was so sick and dark that I think the spiritual retreat is everybody trying to save their jobs. Number one. All right. I may have given Kyle some grace in the last segment, but that's where it began and that's where it ended. Kyle, to me, had literally zero ability to take any accountability for her role in the failed Kathy Hilton takedown. And I was like, shout out to Garcelle when she was like, I'm confused. She's like, you are saying we weren't there for you, but you weren't going against the people who were coming for your family. Like, and then Kyle's face completely changed because she got called out and she knew she got called out. Like, to me, I was like, Kyle, I'm so confused. How are you still trying to play the victim? Kathy did literally nothing to you. I get it. You have some childhood insecurity, some childhood rivalry with your sisters, but that's a you problem, not a them problem, not a us problem. And I think she needs to go to therapy with a really good therapist who's going to really hold her accountable, because a lot of Kyle's anxiety and projection onto her sisters are in her head. And I say that respectfully because as we watched, Kathy was like, I call you and you don't answer. It's hard to get a hold of you. And then you see in the confessional, Kyle's like, I get like chopped up because all you want to do, you just rant and vent. And in my mind, I was like, you mean she wants to talk to you about stuff? Like, I call my friend, I rant and I vent, I call my sister. Like, it's called conversation, Kyle. I think Kyle has never gotten over being maybe the sister who wasn't the most famous, who wasn't the one that was picked, with Kim and then Kathy being so rich and wealthy and powerful, that she's projecting onto people what's not actually there. And the fact that she wasn't able to say, you know what, either intentionally or not intentionally, however she wanted to spin it, this is the role I played in what happened last season. This is the role I played in what happened. But to still blame everybody and take no accountability, I was like, Kyle, you're the same person. You're the same vile Kyle. This is why you'll never be a fan favorite. This is why you don't really have any friends, any real friends, at least that we see on the show, is because of this. It literally blew my mind. Okay. I was like, Kyle missed me with all of this stuff. All right, let's get to Erika Jayne. So Erika Jayne is clearly on Ozempic or something. And also missed me with the fake Lisa Rinna quitting email that we saw circulating. Now, all of a sudden, that the new season is approaching, there's this alleged email from Lisa Rinna quitting to somebody at NBC. Now, make this make sense. Why would Lisa Rinna or whoever wait until now to leak this alleged email when shouldn't she have leaked that email last year or whenever it was, when everybody was dragging her when she finally got fired, why would you sit on an email that proved you quit and wait to release it on the premiere date of a season that you're not even in? Makes no sense, which is why I think it's either fake or it's taken out of context. You know, maybe she sent it, maybe whatever, or it's just like fake. I don't believe it. I think at the end of the day, no matter how you chop it up, she got fired. And it is what it is. And honestly, who cares? She's not even here this season. Miss me with that. Okay. Now, Erica's fake tears and her horrible monologues, I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of it. I don't need to see Erica crying these fake crocodile tears. You know, on these days, she wants to wear the cheap makeup that's like running down her face. I don't know who is writing her monologues, but she needs to fire them because they're not genuine. I'm sorry if I was vicious and I just didn't get a moment to breathe and this group and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, who wrote this? What amateur writer wrote this monologue for you? Because it's clearly fake. You clearly memorized it and it's clearly not real or genuine. And when she was talking to the therapist, and I was shook, like I got chills when she basically revealed that she's a narcissist. Not that we needed her to unveil that, but when she was talking to the therapist and she was like, well, how do you get empathy? Like, how do you do this? She's like, I'm supposed to feel for them. Like, how does this happen? How do I get that? Erica, newsflash, and I don't know why your therapist wasn't doing her job. I guess you pay her very well to say whatever you want her to say. But if you lack empathy, you lack empathy. That's not something that you can get. It's something that you can mimic. You can mimic it. If you can become a narcissist and you can learn to mimic empathy. But the way she is, and the way she was, like, well, how do you empathize with someone? Like, if you don't have it, you don't have it. And to me, that is like the number one hallmark of a person who is narcissistic. They lack empathy. They don't understand the feelings of others or how other people feel. They only think from themselves and what they want and their own perspective. And the truth is, Erica Ben told us that. She looked everybody dead in their face and said, the only person I give a damn about is me. And she meant that. She meant that. That was the real Erica. And so I was shocked that the therapist could continue that with a straight face, because I was like, this is really scary. Like, this is watching a narcissist in their element being like, I don't understand how to feel for other people. Like, it was bizarre. It was weird. It was very chilling. And to me, everything about Erica is fake and phony. And I don't know what's going on with her. It actually makes me a little sick. She's getting some little like special for her residency in Las Vegas. Again, when evil is rewarded, I feel like an angel loses their wings, because it's like, why is she being rewarded for being evil? But again, it is what it is with that. Okay, let's talk about Dorit and Erica. Where I think Dorit is really pissed off with Erica is, about the whole BravoCon, when she goes up and she's like, PK and Dorit, they're going to be the next to break up. I think Dorit's really pissed because she was Erica's little loyal soldier. So I don't think that she's mad about what Erica said. I think that she's pissed that Erica said it. Do you see what I'm saying? I think Dorit's kind of like, I was your soldier. I was your little, pick me for the last however many seasons, lying for you and Tom Girardi, having your back, doing whatever, being on your side. And then now all of a sudden, because it's Mad Day, you want to turn around and throw me under the bus. I think Dorit was pissed at Erica because it was loyalty and betrayal. Not that what Erica said was wrong, but it's that her friend said it when Dorit, as we all know, used to hold Erica down so much. And I also think it was that payback, because remember, and I said this, I called this. Remember in Aspen, when Erica was having her breakdown, and when the whole, I don't give a damn about anybody, F the victims, alleged victim, blah, 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 blah. And Dorit was trying to rein Erica in so she wouldn't say anything else. And then Erica got pissed and she looked at Dorit and she said, oh, well, what did she say? It was like, you're going to find out what it's like to be in my position, or you wouldn't want your secrets to come out. She said something that was a veiled threat. Basically, like, if you don't step off, I'm going to tell your secrets. Remember that? And then a couple months later, all the stuff came out about like the Barclays and PK and all this other stuff, their connection to Diana, all the stuff was coming out. And then Erica goes on BravoCon and says like they're the next to break up. I think it was Erica making good on her threat, because Erica didn't like it that for once Dorit said something to her, even though Dorit was still trying to help Erica, being like, girl, you need to pipe down. The cameras are up and you're getting this. Is it going to be a good look? Erica was too far gone. You see what I'm saying? I would say in this situation, this season, I'm starting to like Dorit more than anything, more than I've ever really liked her. I think she's more coming into her own. I like that she's no longer in Erica's shadow. We'll see how long that lasts or how long that doesn't last. We, you know what I mean? Like, we shall see. All right, now let's talk about, okay, let's go to Sutton. So Sutton and her money conversation to me was boring, and it was for a storyline. The whole, like, I am woman, hear me roar, feminist power. Like, yes, I get it. Sure. But personally, I love Sutton. I think she's really funny. I think she's interesting. I think she's a vibe. But I did feel that the whole, like, I'm going to make my own money, you know, spousal support. I want to show my husband I can do it. I don't know. That whole conversation she had with Jennifer Tilly, that whole storyline, I felt was very forced and very boring. Like, I didn't really see it. I don't know. Sutton, you could just stick with saying that you're buying horses in the Netherlands. To me, I got more of a kick out of that. You're a woman with a lot of money and you have too much money. You don't know what to do with it. You're buying horses in the Netherlands. You're sticking, you know, salted caramel in your ears. You know, you're doing your little boutique or whatever. I get a kick out of that. The whole money thing, I was just like, it seemed very forced. Was Crystal even in this episode? I only saw a smidge of Crystal and Rob. I don't even know if Crystal really talked. All right, let's go to Garcelle and her sons. So Garcelle and her sons, I loved that scene when the boys were being honest about how they felt neglected, how she wasn't there. But to me, it was very clear that her son, I get them confused, Jade and Jax. I think it was Jade. I believe it was Jade, who was saying how, like, oh, now I'm 15 and I needed you 2 years ago. And now, you know, I don't need you to parent me. I need more freedom. And I know how to live my life now. I was like, you're a 15-year-old child. Boy, pipe down. To me, it was more of him protecting his feelings than anything. I think that a lot of times when people say, well, I don't need you anymore, or I don't need your love, I don't need your parenting, it's because they are so desperate for it, but they're so scared they're not going to get it. So it's like a defense mechanism. So he's saying, oh, I want more freedom. I think what he really means is I really need my mother and I really miss you. And whatever the case was, to me, everything he was saying sounded very slick and mature for a 15 years old, but I saw through that crap real quick. I think that he is desperate for, and this is no shade to Garcelle as a mother by any means. That's not what I mean at all. I think she's doing a fabulous job. I think she's doing the best she can. I think she's human and she's killing it. And I think this happens a lot with people in general. So this is no shade to Garcelle by any means. I think she's a fantastic mother. I'm just saying what I think the child actually meant was that I think underneath all of that bravado was a little boy really missing and wanting his mother. That's what I really think that was going on there. And I hope that she saw that. I hope that she, you know, in tuned that. But I loved it. It was a nice little beat for her and all that stuff. And yeah, and I talked about Kyle going through it and Mauricio doesn't really know what to do. Did I miss anything, you guys? Put it down in the chat. Are there any beats I missed or any questions? Put it down in the chat. And I'm going to say hi to everybody who is here in the chat box. What is up, everybody? It's been forever. So for the people who just came in, my channel is back. Yay. It's been a long time. And for my candy canes who still stuck with me when my channel was down, I appreciate you and I love you, but we are back. And I was fighting a lot behind the scenes. There was a lot that happened behind the scenes, and I was quietly fighting, and we're back. All right. Hey, Foxy, what is up, sweetheart? Hey, Tay Tay the Savior says, welcome back, Candy. Thank you. Hey, Barbara says, yay, Candy's back. Foxy says, too. What is up? Hey, Foxy. Hey, Barbara. What's up, you guys? Foxy says, so shocking, shocking. Hey, Sour Real Talk says, hey, Candy, how are you, babe? I am good. We are back. Hey, Vodka, what is up? Barbara says, PK has always been a grifter and scammer. Exactly. And this is what I was saying earlier. I think that the reason why Dorit is leaving PK now, I'm going to be honest, I think Dorit knew that PK allegedly, again, alleged, may be into, a little sexually fluid, which is fine. We accept everybody here. It's cool. And all of that. And I don't think she had a problem with that. I think that now that she has the children, and now that it's come out about their money, and then also the alleged break-in, I think that's the breaking point. I think she no longer wants to be the Bonnie to his Clyde, right? Hey, Vodka. Hey, Darren. What is up, sweetheart? Yes. Foxy says they got no chemistry. To be honest, I agree. The chemistry is gone. It's over. Foxy says Sutton. Tay Tay the Sayer says, anytime Teddy spoke, I muted the volume. That's funny. I don't know why Teddy was there, to be honest with you. It was crazy. Hey, Shady says, hey, Candy, lovely to see you back. Thank you so much. Baka says, Dorit wasn't in on the robbery plot with PK. This is what I think. I think that Dorit knew that PK was going to do some type of scam because they are scammers and they're grifters, right? But I don't think she necessarily knew when and how it was going to go down. And I think she's pissed at him for the way he did it, putting her in danger and then also putting the children in danger, right? And I think that was one of the final blows. Hey, Darren says hi to everybody in the chat. Foxy says she seems more into him than he is into her. They did say that this was not true, though. Zara says everyone deserves to be happy, and it's pointless staying together if they aren't happy being married to each other. Very true. What is up? Darren says Teddy is such a net. Hi, Anna Grape. She says hi, chat. Hi, Anna Grape. What is up? Tay Tay the same with Drew and Ralph. Exactly. Hey, Candor, what's up? Says hi, Candy. I love it. Barbara says he's dragging Dorit down. Hey, everybody. Let's see what else. Foxy says, I must say, I don't know what you saw him in the first place at Barbara. I agree. Barbara says, the third robbery, and no, I don't really believe it. Why would you use why would she use a charge card? That's a really good question, because this is another thing that I think is really shady. That's a great point. Who uses cash anymore? Who would go and take out $10,000? I would just use my credit card. Put everything on the card and you pay the card off, or a debit card. But who takes out $10,000 to get gifts? You know what I'm saying? That is a very good point. Baka says, Erica is now not liked by anyone there. Tata says, Erica has no friends. Exactly. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm so over Erica. She is. All right. Deb says, I feel bad for Dorit because I wonder if she was planning on this. Very true. Oh, thank you so much. One of Monica says, you look gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yay. Thank you so much. Foxy says, and she just left her purse to be stolen. Exactly. Doesn't make any type of sense. Doesn't make any type of sense. All right, that's what you guys are also saying. Deb says, Mauricio making a contrition about holding hands with a dance partner was pathetic. Yeah. I mean, I go back to what I say with all of this. I think that Mauricio got a rude awakening that Kyle no longer wanted to just do what they always had done. Do you know what I mean? So it is. Hey, Natoski, Candy was like, how's that therapist not terrified and or keeping a straight face, right? I was shook when Erica was like, because this was a thing. I think 95% of what Erica says is BS and very, scripted and just fake and phony. But that 5% of her realness to me was when she was like, wait, how do I get that? How do I do, you know what I mean? Like, how do I, all this, like, how do I feel for other people? And I was just like, this is really scary and super, super psycho. Super, 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 super psycho. Deb says, I miss Candy in the chat so much. I missed you guys too. But I was fighting. Barbara says, can you imagine asking your therapist, how do you feel compassion? I know. Really scary. Deb says, Natasha, who admits not knowing how to care about orphans and widows? She said it. Let's see what else. Yay, you guys. I know. Yep, seems sus. All right, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up. There is no pressure, but the link is here in case you guys want to come up and say hello. And you know what would be fun? Let's talk about the taglines. Do you guys like them or not? Let's see. Here we go.
I may act for a living, but I never fall for a bad performance.
Who needs a knight in shining armor when you have your own horse?
The best part about losing everything is getting it all back.
Fashion is my language, and I speak it fluently.
They say wisdom comes with age, but I'm proving otherwise.
I may put you to sleep for a living, but I always keep one eye open.
It's hard to outrun rumors, but luckily I'm in better shape than ever.
I mean, am I the only one? I don't like the taglines. I think they're all a little flat. And I think that, I don't know, I think they're flat. And then did anybody also take the tagline with Crystal where she's like, they're saying that, with time comes wisdom, but I'm proving them wrong. I'm like, so you're saying you're not wise? I'm confused. Hey, Gander, what is up, sweetheart?
Hi, it's been a while. Do you like my Halloween mask? I'm doing later this year. Can we just say all these taglines was as flat as Sutton's ass? Let's get into this. Who is styling Sutton? Because whoever is styling her hates her. I'm looking at these dresses and I'm just like, what is she doing? Who hates Sutton? And Erica, I'm sorry, but she needs to get a straight stylist because the gay ones are dressing her up like old tired Malibu Barbie. It's so dated and so old and so long in the tooth. She looks like a scrubber on a street. That's what she looks like, a high-paid prostitute on a curb.
Did you hear how all of, I think it was like her glam squad and all those people turned on her? And they're now talking about how dirty she is and how she doesn't pay all the bills and everything. Like they all basically came out and turned on her because, and they're like, she only exploits the gay community, which is what I've been saying from day one.
Right. This is why I never bought into Erica and No Knickers. This is what she does. She's filth, absolute filth. I mean, look who she was sticking her tongue down for how many years? Filth. She's absolute filth. Like, you don't go after your granddad to keep in with money. The only friend Erica has, and that is Dirty Cash. That is it. She does not like sharing her friends to anyone. The thing what I found funny is I went to that retreat, Candy, and my name now is called Black Crow. I am one with the sun, and I fly through the air like an open spirit. What a load of horse shite. This was done deliberately so Dorit can get a stab at Erica and for Erica to talk back. I am loving the fact that Erica has no friends whatsoever and trying to crawl around everyone. She's on her hands and knees trying to make a friend. So who did she go to the first one to try and make a friendship with? Don't be Dorit. Need storylines. I don't believe for 1 second Dorit has issues, mental issues about what's happened. They are scam artists. They are both proven to be scam artists. They're as dodgy as PK's belly eating those 2 packs of crisps. It's just, no, I'm not dealing with Dorit this year. I've had enough of her. She should have been long gone. Garcelle's sons. Why are they acting like 9-year-olds? Is this an LA thing, how parents raise their kids who's 15, they act like 9? One saying, well, I just want my girlfriend. And the other ones pretend to be all cool and like sophisticated, but yet can't even put petrol in the back of a car. Like, what's that about?
I smell gas at the gas station, yeah.
Yes. And I mean, I was thought, is he going to light a match next and chuck it on the floor? You know, it's so dumb. The next thing is Kyle and this Morgan. Now, Morgan, I'm going to have to say to her, I didn't know she was into necrophilia, kissing corpses. Like, come on. Kyle was dragged out of that morgue and slapped up against the wall so she could give her the kiss shot to promote her music. And I'm sorry, this dancer's not going after that rat. He looks old and ancient. He just looks like an old rat with a drain pipe. Like, get away. No one wants that. No one's interested in that apart from hungry wannabe bitches. Well, it's never going to get on camera or screen. They just want a free meal.
Yeah.
Because that's all he can give. But I do think Sutton needs a real stylist. She does not wear clothes properly, and her style is very poor. And I'm a Sutton fan.
Me too.
She can't even style herself properly. Did you go on Insta and see the dress what she wore for an event? It had these fake roses all attached around her. I thought, what in the 80s nightmare is this? It's like stuff what should be stayed in the 80s and never be seen like a day again. I'm just like, hell no. But like I say, if Dorit gets back in with Erica, I'm sorry, it's just like, get the hell out of here. Like, Erica was doing that on purpose at Bravo, saying about the family.
Yep.
About the split.
Yeah.
I think they deserve each other, to be quite honest. PK and Dorit, they're as bad as each other, crooks stay together. But you can tell it's all for show to make money.
Yeah.
And he's the only link now what's British on that show. And I'm sorry, they should have been gone ages ago. Yeah. I've got no time for them. They're boring. They've got no story. And I'm hoping this season it's not going to deflect on other people and carry it all the way through the season. And we're actually going to get stories like we've been getting in New York City, where continuing on, where we getting actual real stories and we seen the like glamour and stuff. Yeah. And if women, the last thing what I will say, I don't even think Crystal got one sentence, and I think it was two words, and that's all we saw of Crystal. Yeah. If she step her pussy up, I swear to God, she's gone. I swear to God, it's been how many seasons now? 3?
3.
Do something, Crystal.
Yeah.
Put some batteries in that ass and make a move.
Do something. I feel like I'm not gonna like Anne Marie, the newbie. I don't know. Just from what I saw in the previous, but I could be.
When I seen her on the intro when it was coming through and the feathers and things, oh, this is kind of amateur. This is like I expect this from Potomac season 1, you know. And it's just like it was giving me season 1 Potomac vibes. I'm just like, we've been there, honey. This is 2023.
Yeah.
Up your game, hon. Up your game. And as for Kyle,
yes,
it's a load of bollocks. That woman has a serious problem with deflecting. She is a narcissist. She's an attention seeker. She likes the spotlight on her, and hell by high water, she will make sure that spotlight goes on her. She treated something like crap last year, and she did. And she couldn't even apologize to her. And then she's wanting to be a friend, and then she has grievances with Sutton. She's a dick. Absolutely purebred dick. And then the daughters are sitting around where she's like trying to do her best acting, whatever. And the rat, what's the husband? Just like the daughters act as fake as what she does. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
It really is. I was just like, I'm so done with Kyle and the stories. I don't think she has mental health problems. I think she's just an attention-seeking old woman what can never learn to let go. Hollywood has a time limit. Keep it for the youth. And the older women coming in as the mothers, you have your time, let it go and make your money and let it go and let the youth take over. That's what it's about.
Okay, Andor, that was good. And hey, Natasha, Hey, Nataski. So Tay Tay the Savrist is planning on talking about Salt Lake City, New York, Miami, Potomac. Yes. So now that my channel is back, I will be talking about all the franchises, but I thought it was apropos for the first time to do Beverly Hills since it premiered last night, and it was the people on Beverly Hills who took my channel down in the first place. So we're back.
We laugh, but like we're not really laughing, you know?
Yeah.
Laugh or cry, you know?
Laugh or cry. Sound off, Natasha.
I don't know. That's kind of like a hard following to follow. Like Canner's on fire. Like he's here all week. Like I was like literally dying laughing. The one thing you said that when you said the corpse, I was done. When you dug her up, I was like, oh my God.
They dragged her out of the morgue and just pinned her up against the wall.
I literally died. I'm going to be completely honest. I wasn't sure whether I was going to boycott this season. So I only watched like half of it. And then I was like, oh shoot, it's at 5. And then I got on. But the part I saw about Erica with that therapist, I was like, how are they showing this on TV? This is absolutely insane. Like, she's literally like, wait, what's empathy? Like, how does that work? What do you do?
How do I get that?
Like, yeah, like, do you, so I pretend or I think about what they're going through?
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how is this therapist not like backing away slowly or calling in reinforcements? Like, it was insane. And I was like, she has to be like just like guessing her for the show because that is not normal under any circumstances. Like it was just very, very shocking. Like it's weird because we all knew that, but then to have someone just full on admit it, it's just like, wait, you're not even denying it. This is like almost too much. Like,
yeah, it was sick. It was weird, and it was also weird because I think, and you know what actually made my like skin crawl was because you could tell that Erica was being real. It wasn't this like, you know, we're appealing for legal reasons, or if it wasn't that like put onness that she has that makes her so fake. It was her genuinely being in her authentic self, being like, well, I don't know how to feel for other people. And that what was so weird because for the first time I'm like, oh, she's actually saying the truth, and her truth is really scary.
See, I almost thought it as like in her head she thought she was being like honest and authentic, and she thought that was going to like win us over, and meanwhile we're all like, yikes. Like what the hell? Like she probably thought she was doing something there.
She really
like
did.
She thought she was going to like do something there and win us back, and meanwhile we're all like even scared of her. Like it's terrifying.
Natasha, I've got a theory. I think Erica died a couple of years back, and this is an AI robot.
It's giving Stepford Wives a lot. Like I feel like her movements are only going to be like the like 45-degree angle, like Barbie arm, kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like marching around like that. It's really weird. And Kyle's just out of control. Like she is just like the typical narcissist. If you put her in front of a therapist and she was honest, she'd probably be saying the same thing as Dorit, to be honest, because she literally views the world like she is the only victim, and whatever she does to others doesn't matter. Like, how are you going to complain about Sutton not sticking up for you and being there after you literally went for her the entire season? You watch some witch lady literally like verbally attack everything about her, and then you try to stop her from defending herself by like physically putting bruises on her arm. Like, I can't. Like, it's like, it's psychotic.
I think when it comes to Kyle, like, I think Kyle does have empathy, but I think Kyle is just a very selfish, self-centered, myopic, childish, immature person who hasn't evolved into a woman.
You're right. She's capable deep down, but like her overall selfishness just like takes over and usually rules most of the time.
I think she's just very, very immature. Like, oh, it's everybody else's fault. They're so mean to me and blah, blah, blah. I didn't do anything wrong. Why didn't you come to my defense? I think she's just really immature and emotionally stunted and is projecting all of this stuff onto other people. Like, she didn't take, a shred of
not
accountability.
1 inch. It was insane.
It was insane. And then she got mad at Dorit because remember at the very end of the reunion last season when Dorit goes into Kyle's
dressing room
and she's like, I'm here for you, but like I was just saying, like, can you not just say like some like your role or anything you did? And Kyle gave her like a death stare.
Yeah, Dorit was basically like, help me to help you, Kyle.
Basically.
And she looked at her like she was like, I'm going to kill you.
Ladies, did you not notice in that moment when she was talking to her husband how far away he was from it? I'll tell you why. When she was saying, you don't know how many tattoos I've got more now, blah, 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 going on. He was a distance away from her because her breath stunk. And I'd just like to tell...
Oh, my God.
And the other thing is as well, yes, Kyle, he doesn't know how many tattoos you have on your body because he's not looking at your old withered body now. He's looking at your oldest daughters. Hello?
Oh, God.
Yikes.
There was actually like, wasn't there one video of like back in the day and they like literally caught him kind of like, and they were like, hey Mo, what you doing over there? Like, look at
was it the one when they went to the agency for salads for lunch? Was it that scene?
I don't know. I feel like it was like early on in the seasons of Real Housewives. I haven't, but it was funny. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're both kind of checked out. And I feel like Kyle finally realized it and she's willing to let go of the facade. But I feel like her whole identity has been this family unit. And I think it's mostly like an ego thing for her.
I definitely think it's ego. I agree with that. And also, I think it was ego and image that kept her in it for so long. But I do think that when her best friend passed away, you know, she lost her battle to her mental battles that she had. I don't know how to say it correctly. You know, you guys know what I mean.
Mental health battles.
Her mental health, exactly. You guys know what I mean. I think that kind of cracked Kyle or flipped a switch in her because I just think everything she's doing. But the problem is, if Kyle was actually likable to begin with, I think it would be different and it would come across different. But I think because Kyle has a Candace problem, right? Candace from Potomac problem. They're not likable people in general. So when they are actually in sympathetic situations, it's hard to sympathize with them because they're just not likable in general. So It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I do think that Kyle really is going through something mentally and emotionally. I think it's almost like an identity crisis. You know?
Yeah, and I think that sometimes when like there comes a time in every woman's life, like I feel like there's definitely like stages and like not even women, like men too, just humans. There's like I feel like there's certain ages you hit and no matter what, you feel different. And like maybe those ages are different for everyone. But I feel like maybe Kyle hit that age and like with her friend unfortunately passing away and like just the circumstances of her kids growing up, I think maybe she's realizing that her life has kind of flashing before her eyes and like she's kind of taking probably inventory, which is pretty what a lot of people do in those cases.
Exactly. I think she's really having like some sort of crisis, whether it's a life crisis, identity crisis. Because if you think about it, you know, her mask really fell this season with the whole Kathy thing. So even though it's always been vile Kyle, it went to a totally different level where I think she actually realized you're not a fan favorite and you're not that likable. I think that was a huge blow to her image and her ego too. Then I also think, sure, there's been Mauricio cheating rumors, but Mauricio is now allegedly cheating with your best friend, Dorit. I think that was a big blow. I think the friend passing away, I think, like you said, age. I think it was empty nest, all the kids going. I think it was almost this perfect storm of waking up one day and being like, what am I doing with my life and who am I? And I think that Mauricio was just doing business as usual. And he
was just like, yeah, what's the problem?
No
We've been
longer business as usual for Kyle. And that's why he's now so shocked, hurt, and confused, you know, because now she's all brand new, looking for attention. I'm tattooing my body. I'm pretending to be in a lesbian relationship. I'm losing all of this weight. I'm being mean and acting out. Everything she's doing is very, and again, I said she's very immature. It's like what teenagers do or young people do. They're trying to figure out who they are.
Very textbook.
And they're trying to test boundaries, and they're trying to test relationships. And that's exactly what he said. He was like, well, are you doing this out of rebellion? And what do children do? What do teenagers do? They rebel against their parents. So to me,
but the thing is, that's not cute coming from like an adult woman. Yeah, rebelling. He's like, what are you doing?
Ladies and people in the chat, I just want you to know, Kyle does have one friend, and he keeps coming back every other year.
We know what you're going to say.
Michael Myers, that's her only friend she has, and she keeps on trying to take her out. Her own dogs run away from her. Her children run away from her. Her husband runs away from her. Her friends run away from her.
Not the dogs.
Her sisters run away from her. I tell you honestly, right. I'm being honest. She holds Kathy to a mother's status.
Yep.
Her mother died, and she thinks Kathy has to take on that role. Kathy doesn't. Kathy is a sister. That is it. And it's
she's like, I'm just your sister. Like, can I vent? What's the problem?
It's not Kathy's responsibility. My sister phones me up if she wants to vent, and she can vent as much as she wants because she lives a stressful life. And I know it's just her letting off steam. What is your problem, Kyle? You can phone up Kathy if you want and let off steam. That's what family does. That's what sisters do. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd rather she let it out than bottle it up and explode. You know what I mean? Kyle's so selfish. She really is. It's like she doesn't phone up to ask how I'm doing. It's always about her. And I'm just like, oh, Kyle, go away.
Kyle.
If you had a life, she might want to know what's going on, but she already knows your husband's shagging around the place.
And it was so annoying for her to blame Kathy's like wealth and like a popularity for the reason Garcelle's kind of sided with her.
Oh, Garcelle and Sutton. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it couldn't be that maybe she was in the wrong or she had done something. It had to be like some kind of like superficial thing they were doing. It was like Kyle.
Jealousy. It's what the youngest in the family always does. It's pure jealousy. They have to be the limelight. They have to be number one, and everything's by money. And this is what they do in Hollywood. She's the typical Hollywood brat. And that's what it is, and she'll never grow out of it. And do you know what's going to be the worst thing about it? It's going to trickle down into the kids, and the kids, when they have kids, it'll trickle down in them as well, because the cycle keeps on spinning.
Yeah, until someone finally breaks it. But you never know.
Yeah.
I know, like that's why I'm worrying when as we were all talking about her and like how when Candy was like saying, like I literally had that thought as you were going, yeah, she's immature, blah blah, and I'm like, I know on paper and everything looks great, and I'm sure she like cares about her kids the most, like or whatever. But like you know that like having a mother with that kind of like mental health issues is not easy as a kid. Like it doesn't matter how much they love you, your mom loves you or whatever. It's like it's not easy to be dealing with a mother like that. Like when they have like immaturity, when you're the kid and you're supposed to have the immaturity, not them. Like, you know.
For a woman who has anxiety, she sure just likes to fly around the world. She likes to be on films and on TV and in the public eye. She has not got anxiety at all. She's attention-seeking old.
Anxiety of not having attention.
Yeah.
Or maybe the anxiety that people are going to see her for who she is.
Yeah.
Her mask. I think she uses it as armor. Like
that's a narcissist's biggest fear is their mask slipping.
Yeah.
Like look who's taken on the next role of it. Suddenly now has mental health problems. Dorit on the fake robbery. It's so easy to fall in, and when people do have those real issues, it's a slur on them, really, because they're just abusing it for people with real issues. They're disgusting women. They're nothing but crooks wanting money, and it's pathetic to watch. Be real or go home.
It's like people actually do have PTSD and go through stuff like that,
Yes.
and then you're making a mockery for the sake of hiding your criminal activity.
They glamorizing it while being crooks. You know what I mean? It's like,
You have the best words for crooks, like 1920s.
I think Dorit thinks that she is. I think Dorit now thinks she's in a position to level up. I think Dorit thinks
You can see it in her eye.
You can see it in her eyes. I think she thinks that she's in a position to bag a better guy.
I felt
His name
sick.
his name might rhyme with Mauricio.
I felt sick when I seen her talking and she had that Chanel top on. And
that confessional outfit is atrocious.
We had to know
it's
Chanel
offensive
because, like,
to look
God forbid if she didn't have that label on, we wouldn't know. You know
right?
what I mean?
Well, that's why I said to she was spelling out when she was making fun of what's her face? What mascara girl? Why can't I think of her name? Erica. So when she was saying something sassy about her and she was spelling it out, and I'm like, well, we all know she likes to spell because she has like her labels spelled out on everything she wears. It's like ridiculous.
Have you seen the size of the spelling thing? It's like she doesn't have good eyesight, so everything has to be large in print just so she knows what she's wearing. It's like, come on, Dorit, this is very 90s. It's not cool anymore.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like season 1 or 2 of New York when Luann was like, even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes. Even Chanel makes mistakes.
This is like pre-2000 where you'd have people going around with labels like across your top or something and just like, no, we don't.
Like Tommy Hilfiger back in the day, Polo, yeah.
No. No, we not.
It's like people who really do wear Chanel and like that's their life and they're like old money. They don't walk around with the labels printed all over them.
A person who
like that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
A person who knows fashion knows to hide.
Unless they're getting paid for it.
Exactly. You hide the label. It's like you dress what makes your body comfortable. And you don't go around promoting it like a sidewalk. Like
some model said that, or someone said that when they're like, I only wear labels or like I don't wear any free advertising for anyone.
Yeah,
like they have to pay me for that.
That's exactly what you're doing. Free advertising. It's cheesy.
It is cheesy. Speaking of free advertising, this is the Soft Life sweatshirt I'm wearing, you guys.
Look at her. She's free advertising, everyone.
Yeah. Check out the merch down below. Speaking of free advertising, it's my Soft Life sweater.
Oh, I like that. What color is the writing? Is that brown or black?
Oh, it's actually like a dark gray. It's like a charcoal gray is the writing.
Okay, cute.
Yes, and this is in the Heather Oatmeal.
Well, at least it's your own label. It's not someone else's.
Exactly. I'm going to be wearing this every single video, guys.
Get ready. Do it. Hello.
Hello.
Did you see?
Yes. Do you have other colors or like do you have a storefront or like
in other colors? And we have black, white, and I think there might be a more of like a beigey one.
Oh, I'm
check
a black.
It out. Link down below.
I just can't
nice. Everyone check out Candy's merch. Support. Yay! You know she's been gone. She needs our support, right, girl?
I do, you guys.
And everyone hit the like.
I can't believe how staged it was, though, when we were going to see Silverwing, Falcon. You know? I'm just like
Silverwing Falcon.
Yeah, I'm just like One with the World, Two Peak Mountains.
That one girl, when she was like waiting like in the tent by herself for her time to like pop up, she was like humming and like doing her dance. I was like, this is out of control. These people need to like.
Did you see the way they were walking around in the circle? Erica couldn't walk properly because everyone's smaller than her and she's in 6-inch heels trying to walk.
She's aerating the lawn as she walks.
I'm just like, oh God, get that skunk out of you.
That cry situation, it's just so like, you know that she practiced that in the mirror. Like she was like, I can't wait to send this video to directors because I'm going to give the performance of a lifetime. And then she's like, is it my mark? Okay, I'm ready. And then like it's like it came out of nowhere. All of a sudden she was like in full on tears. I was like, okay, girl.
It was just so fake. And you also know how it's fake because she uses words that would be in like off Broadway play.
That's what it is. Like, yeah,
that's what
like,
it is. It's like a very like off like I'm sorry if
like the cheesy language of like
I was just
like
trying to
a
catch my breath.
musical.
I was trying to catch my breath with this group, and blah blah blah.
I'm a showgirl.
I'm like nobody talks like that.
Well, you know why she's doing it for, don't you? Because the pandemic cut her acting career short on the stage. And so she blames the pandemic for not getting her stage rights in Chicago. So now she's acting out Chicago now with the tears.
Right? That probably was a scene that she like really loved. And she was like, oh, all right, we're just going to do it on here
the
then.
Eaglewoman.
We'll do it for the Eaglewoman.
Spirit healer again. It was the Eaglewoman, and then her friend was like Blue Raven or something.
Silver Feather.
Sounds better like Silver Wing.
Oh yeah, I said Silver Feather. I forgot you said Silver Wing.
Silver Wing. Mountain Peaks.
Strong winds.
I'm Black Crow. I'm Black Crow, by the way. One with the world into the sun. Through the air.
Black Crow.
Looking down.
I thought when I saw this, your bullet points, I was like, oh my God, are we gonna get a candy PowerPoint? You know I love a good PowerPoint.
Love a good PowerPoint.
I was like, yes, bullet points.
Yes.
You need one of those prodders pointing at this.
I know. I almost want it to be like in behind you and you have one of those really long pointer sticks. And you're like, and over here, as you could see. But so wait, what happened with Lisa Rinna in that email thing? Can you go over that?
Yes, I should have screenshot it for you guys, but I'll stop slipping from now on.
It's okay. You're a little rusty.
I'm just kidding. I'm a little rusty. Okay, so basically, I would say it was like either yesterday or the day before. This alleged email that Lisa Rinna sent to someone at NBC quitting the show, being like, thank you so much for 8 years. You know, I will not be back next season. All the best, Lisa Rinna, whatever. And allegedly it was from her to the people at NBC for her quitting the show, which was to say, oh, this is the proof that Lisa Rinna wasn't fired, but that she quit the show on her own accord. And my thing is this. If that is true, if Lisa Rinna emailed this person at NBC to quit the show, and that's really what she wanted, and that's how she left, where was this email a year ago when everybody was saying she got fired and when she was doing the rounds when she was let go from the show? Why would you wait all of this time to drop that email on the prior to the premiere date of a season of a show you're not even in? So to me, it doesn't make any sense. This is what I think it is. I think it's one of two things. I think it's because Lisa Rinna did say this. She did say at one point, oh, after the reunion, I quit the show. But then her team was like, what are you doing? Obviously, you need this money. And they tried to get her back on the show. And Bravo NBC was like, well, no, we weren't going to renew your contract anyway. So like, whatever, you're not coming back. So either it was that, or this is some like Photoshop fake news, like where is Patrick, whatever his name is when you need
right.
him. You know, some fake, you know, screenshot, whatever it is.
It definitely gives like Patrick trickery.
Patrick Sommers, right? Like it's like Patrick Sommers trickery with all that stuff. So I personally think it's fake because if she had this on any level, whether it was pre or post getting fired or whatever it is, she would have leaked this then. Like the timing doesn't make any sense.
Can I just say this?
Oh my gosh. Guess what, guys?
Can I just say this first, Natasha?
Sure.
The thing is with Lisa Rinna, what you don't understand is she was fired after her first season on. She kept on coming back every season. They were like, why is she here for? They were scared of her because they got venom in those lips. And Harry Hamlin is such a big name in Hollywood. And he was having clearly an affair with Andy. on the back scene. And so they just kept on bringing her on every time, but she wasn't getting paid. She was never a part of the cast, really. She just didn't have a home or anywhere to go because no one was hiring her. That's what was really going on. Now, Natasha, what were you saying?
Well, I was trying to look at see if I could find that that text message, but then as I was looking, I found this, and it's apparently the medium that predicted Kyle and Mauricio not being happy in the end. Had something to say about, I guess, Kyle misquoted her on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Ooh, yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, Kyle, you look so bothered by the mention of my name tonight and dinner party from Hell Prediction on Watch What Happens Live. I had to watch it for homework for David Yontiv's podcast Behind the Velvet Rope interview since I don't watch Housewives and you have a new season. Imagine my surprise when I was mentioned on Andy's show. Stop misquoting me. I said he'll never emotionally fulfill you when your kids are older and you'll have nothing in common. You'll stay with him and he'll take care of you. I never use the word divorce, and I don't care either way, but I never mentioned that. Be accurate. Good luck. It's your life. Just live it." Kyle mentioned this on national TV, so I had to set the record straight.
Yeah, and she blew the cigarette after saying it. I can just picture it. It was like that.
It should have just been a cloud of smoke and then like that.
Yeah, it's like it was a classic line, and she was just like, dun, dun, dun. Kyle's like, "Get her out of here."
I feel like she didn't say divorce, but she said, "This will be your last marriage," but I don't really remember exactly, but I don't remember her going, "Yeah, you guys are getting divorced.
You'll never fulfill it."
You.
Yeah, I definitely remember the fulfillment part. Yeah, he'll never fulfill, and that's literally what's happening, because you guys, all you cared about was money and like social climbing and getting like keeping up with your sister and the Joneses and everyone else. So then, what it takes to get there is time apart. And so now you're complaining that you have time apart.
Amy Wentz said something about Lisa Rinna being on the new episode of American Horror Story. She is America's Hollywood's Horror Story. Have you seen this?
True.
She is a mess.
I found it, you guys.
Yay.
Okay. So this is the alleged resignation letter. So it says, from Lisa Rinna, and this was supposed to be on September 10th to someone at NBC Universal, and then she CC'd somebody else. Subject, reason external, one more. And then it's shaded out. I will not be renewing my contract, and I will not be coming back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thank you so much for 8 years! Exclamation, 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 exclamation point. All the best, Lisa.
That's so fake.
So it looks a little fake. It looks very fake to me, but also let's play devil's advocate both ways. Let's cut it, right? If it's real, this is obviously Lisa Rinna on some type of email rant, because the subject says one more. So that means she's had multiple emails to this person.
Yeah, and maybe they were writing something, and then like maybe they didn't know that she got fired. See, this is what I thought when I first looked at this, because I think I remember seeing it now. When I first saw it, I like just in passing, I thought it was like they were writing to her, or maybe they didn't get the memo that she was fired, and like she like kind of pissed off, wrote back, and was like, "I'm not coming back." And so like, yeah, it looks like because she didn't say the words "I'm fired, dummy," like, you know. Because it's a little too short and sweet for that to be her farewell email.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You two ladies, you've worked in businesses. You know how to do emails. You know how to communicate with people properly. I've had a background in high level in admin, doing all that, as well as graphics and everything like that. No one professionally, and I'm talking about an actress what's been out how long, would write such a limited, tacky little line like this. This is fake. Because you would be professional. Because an actress knows she would have to look absolutely superb and very apologetic and everything like this. And
that's what I mean. This is too short and sweet.
Yeah, and she would put, "I hope to work in the future with you."
Yeah.
This is bollocks, basically.
I think it's fake too, because now
Bollocks.
also
Bollocks.
Lisa Rinna would not be the person to quit. Her agents would be. Because you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I know enough about entertainment, even I, you know what I mean? Where it's like when it comes to renewing contracts, it's the people work with your agent, and your agent either negotiates the contract.
Not her writing a personal email. Yeah.
But like you, the actress, would never be talking to the executive and saying, I'm not renewing my contract. Everything would go through your agent. So yeah, this is fake.
Did you?
And why was this not quote leaked when it was actually relevant?
She was on TV doing a clip talking about Housewives, how she's had great years and how she's and she went over the top at the end, how excited she was not having to go back. I just thought, Lisa, you will never get back there.
Yeah.
You know you will never get back there. Yeah. So keep walking down on the fashion walks looking like an idiot, like an old wrinkly-eyed woman on a fashion walk with your silly daughters. Not one of you are models. Like, you're an absolute disgrace to the fashion industry. I do not like all these little girls who think they're models now. They are not models. They just,
actually, Delia is one now, believe it or not.
Because
she got that buccal fat remover off her face or something. Remember, she got that weird surgery on her face. Now she's on like she's actually pretty official. I was actually shocked because I was checking out some line and I was like, is that Delilah? And then she appeared a couple times. I was like, oh.
Wait, Delilah or Amelia?
Oh shoot, I mean Amelia.
Amelia.
The tall, dark-haired one.
Amelia, yeah.
Yeah.
I do not like
the one who dated Scott Disick.
I do not like these little neppy kids just because the parents are famous that they think they can do whatever they want and the models.
Know.
They are not models. You put up that Kardashian one walking against Naomi Campbell or Shalon or Jasmine, and you will see what a model is walking to what they walking like. They are a disgrace to being designer on the catwalk.
And she starts. She leads the show, and it's like, yeah. And I'll give it. Gigi does do it though. I will give that Gigi is a legit model. Gigi and Bella. Bella's had a lot of surgery.
Bella had to have all surgery.
Yes, exactly.
She's a Nepo baby. And not to mention Mohammed, you know, he may have had some shady business deals, but her father, like, we can't forget that her father is super wealthy, super connected.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like Nepo baby 100%.
Mm-hmm. They're not done for talent. They're done because the parents are rich to make money. That's all it is. They have no talent whatsoever. It's embarrassing to watch. Mm-hmm. It really is. But now, Paris Hilton started that off when she was young. First one's doing that, and then everyone else has followed on, wanting to be. Well, everyone was wanting to be Hilton, weren't they? Look at the Kardashians; they wanted to be what Hilton was. You know what I mean? She started it all off. But like I say, I'm just like, I look at them and I look on the catwalks. I'm just like, oh God, please remove them and put actual real models on with class.
Yeah, I mean, like, I grew up with like the second round of supermodels, like before social media. So like Natalia Vondalova, Natasha Pauly, Adriana Lima, Giselle, like all of them. And so like now I see these models and I feel like there are, like, I've worked with some models like as a makeup artist and stuff. And yeah, it's like they were telling me, they're like, sometimes they don't get casted unless they have a following on Instagram.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
The best catwalk models there has ever been, and I'm saying this now, is Yasmin Hadid.
Yes, and Shalom Harlow.
Shalom would be the third one for me, but the second is Naomi.
Yeah.
Second Naomi, first Jasmine, then Shalom would be third for me. Them are the best catwalk walkers there is on the catwalk. And then you've got the likes of those Muppets walking up and down. It's embarrassing. It's like,
these are the Muppets.
It's like, get back to Sesame Street where you belong. But
but this is definitely, to sum this little tidbit up, this little segment. This is fake. Do we all agree this is fake?
Super fake.
Yeah.
This is not real at all. No one in the right mind would write this. I don't even think a teenager would write this.
I haven't heard from Woke Stan in a while.
they get.
Good question, Deb. I haven't heard, but then again, I've been off the grid for a bit, but I haven't heard
Who's
about
woke Stan?
Lisa Rinna's burner account.
For real?
Does anyone know in the chat? Has anyone got children in the chat? Do they still do business studies in your secondary schools, like high schools? Because anyone trained who has to do business studies in a school would never type this. This is ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It is cringe.
Like, that's not even like a proper sentence.
No.
I will not be wearing my gun and I will not be coming back. Thank you. Like that.
You wouldn't. That's not how you end an 8-year professional relationship.
Hell no.
With NBC Universal.
No.
And I'm almost insulted. Like, it's almost insulting that she would even try to pass this off as if we don't know any better.
Yeah, I have to see who allegedly leaked this because it just doesn't make any sense.
It's very amateur, and if that's one of Lisa's people behind her, God help her, she needs actual real help. Do you know who I bet it is? I bet it's Harry Hamlin on the thing. Watch her right next, Lisa, and she's doing her dances on TikTok.
Yeah, she's body rolling in the corner in a bikini, and he has his glasses on going, I got it.
We all know what she tried doing the other season. She wanted the robbers to come to her house to nick all of her dresses out the garage so she could claim. No one touched her garage. No one's interested, Lisa. Bye. Goodbye. And
it's like no one wants your Melrose Place dresses. Calm down. You're not that special.
Let me get on to one person. We cannot say her name.
Deb.
We cannot say her name. Ladies, do not say her name. If you say her name 3 times, you will never get rid of her.
Who?
What's the Beetlejuice? Kyle's former shadow. What the hell was she doing?
Oh, yeah.
Don't say the name.
Someone already did because she appeared on Watch What Happens Live last night, and it was terrifying.
Why is Bravo trying to make it a thing? It's not a thing.
It feels weird. It's like we're all going no, and they're going yes, and they're like trying to force her on us. And I've never seen we're all like I don't know anyone who likes. I've never even heard anyone in any Bravo comment or chat that ever said I like Teddy. She's blah blah blah. Like they either like don't care or they can't stand her. You know what I mean?
I do not like that pyramid scheme scammer of a famous father. No, she is not famous. Her father is. She is not the talent. And what she did to LVP, I will never forget. Never.
Agreed. So Deb said, "Thank you, Deb." She goes, "Candy, do you realize how clairvoyant you are? You called this with Kyle as if you knew for sure something radical was changing. That's all I thought about this summer. It was how you called it. I missed you. Aw, Deb, I miss you too." And then Amy says, "I was thinking the same thing, Deb. She is so insightful. Oh, you guys are so sweet."
Yep, our Candy has some discernment on her.
I know.
She sees it.
I see it. I'm telling you, that's what I think is going on with Kyle. But I think with Teddy, I think Kyle wanted Teddy to come on. I don't think that was like a Bravo NBC call. I think Teddy was just like, I think Kyle was like, I need like my
because she knew she was going to be asked those questions.
It's like her emotional support dog.
For real. I was just like, I couldn't think of that fast enough. I was like, it's like that, and then you're like, yeah.
Candy, can you put up Tete's comment? I'll explain. Tete. Teddy's fans are blind and deaf, so they're writing anything on. Basically, their parents or their support workers will be writing nice comments about Teddy. It's not actually them. They don't know.
Does she have stands?
I
didn't know she had fans, let alone stands.
The blind and deaf, Natasha. It's the support workers trying to be
Maybe
nice.
They're in her call and they're like so delusional from only eating 500 calories.
I bet not one of those fans have come off her pyramid scheme and boosted her up. And I'm still debating whether or not it was her husband what was in those Chanel slippers stealing from Doc's house.
Right? That is
company.
Yeah, that money conversation. I'm looking at your bullet points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that money conversation was like a little boring. I'm like, okay, girl, like we love you, Sutton, but like you're gonna have to chill on this one.
Yeah. And Deb says, that's all I could think of all summer. Candy was right. So let me tell you, when you think about all the things I've said about particularly this cast, That's a big reason why my channel was taken down.
Right.
I
Because they were like, who
called-
do you know?
I
And they're
called
not-
a lot of stuff that was true.
And they
But
don't
hallelujah, we're back.
close. I'm gonna give this to Kyle's former shadow. She may have a point about not being a woman in the car technically, because Sutton thought there was a woman in the car, but it was a blow-up adult doll. What PK's best friend, because clearly him and Dorit don't do anything, and she was holding a bag of chips. That's all I can say. That's all.
Oh yeah. Look at what Barbara said.
PK. That's why the shadow says technically there wasn't another woman in the car. Technically there wasn't a breathing live one, but there was a plastic one blown up with its mouth open wide. You catch my drift?
Gotcha, drift. And Barbara is dead on. She goes, I heard that Teddy made a disgusting comment about Sutton, said on Watch What Happens Live that Sutton carries a bottle of vodka in her purse. Yes. And that's why Kyle brought her on to go after her castmates, 100%. That's what I meant by, I think that the reason why Teddy was on was to be Kyle's mouthpiece and to be her, like, you know, she says because it's the same exact thing that Teddy does on Two Teas in a Pod. Everything Teddy says, I think, comes straight from her boss, Kyle.
Yep.
And she's just the mouthpiece. And I think that's why Kyle made them have Teddy come on with her.
Because she can get away with saying it because she's not on the show technically, even though she keeps getting dragged on. She can say all of the stuff that Kyle secretly wants to say, or she can like use her as a pawn in that way. And that's why I think really that's why she keeps her around, because I don't think Kyle's really capable of having like real friends.
You've said the shadow's name more than 3 times. She's going to appear. We're never going to get rid of her. You have cursed it now, Candy.
Speaking of curses, Amy says, are you nervous of being taken down again? We're here from you, Team Candy Canes. No, I'm not, because I worked very hard behind the scenes, and I don't think they're gonna mess with me anymore. Let me put it that way. So I'm not nervous.
They had the wrong one.
Yeah, they got the wrong one. And I'm gonna tell you that I 110% did literally nothing wrong. It was literally a very targeted. I was basically punished for giving my opinion. Thought we lived in America, thought we had freedom of speech, thought, you know, the First Amendment, but it was basically a punishment. I did nothing wrong on my channel. That's why I'm still up here showing the clips with the PowerPoints, doing exactly what I did before, because I did nothing wrong. I didn't violate any policy.
The problem is that you were just too on the nose.
And the problem
and it threatened them.
Like that YouTube allowed them to do that. And they haven't, and it's not just me. They've done it to a lot of content creators.
It happens everywhere.
Have been targeted. That the content creators have done nothing wrong. They haven't violated any policy, but whoever they piss off or whatever it is, they pull their strings, and YouTube will do their bidding because they're the bigger people, and they basically are just punishing the creator. I was just punished, basically. That's really what it was.
Candy, you're not the first one, and you won't be the last one. It's not even this sector. There's loads of different sectors to do it too. If you're hitting on the target, and someone wealthy does not like it, or it's ruining their business, you will be taken out. And I'm sorry, YT is under their thumb, and they do bot farms as well. You know, the last one, what used to be on the show, creating bot farms as well to put like reports and everything as well. They'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, bot farms. I was like, what's a butt farm?
she came from a butt farm. She is nothing but an ass.
Right? True. I was like, was that a slip?
But I wonder what's going on with Dirty Diana now.
I
don't know. She's probably off terrorizing some war-torn country, trying to steal their orphans. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
How they literally erased Diana from like the history of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like she was never on Watch What Happens Live. They haven't done any type of anything about Diana. They basically are just like, yeah, we messed up. Because my thing was this. It was like, you knew that you were bringing on someone who had decades of allegations of this type of.
It was very scary, yeah.
And was very scary. why would you cast her in the first place?
The thing is, never trust the bee.
I don't get. Like, they can't be that stupid. Did
You
they
really
think
can't
that
be
we?
that stupid.
Did they think that we were stupid?
Yeah, that's their whole problem, is that these people, these producers and executives, they think they're smarter than the audience, but they have found out that they're actually way behind us. And that's why they're so mad, is because they don't know how to catch up to us. That's why they're targeting content creators. That's why they're going out of their way to, like, you know, they have like their favorite content creators that they like really want to work with, and then other people they like target to keep quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's because they know that we're onto them and we're smarter than them, and they don't like being called out.
Never trust the bee. What wrote the book number 23?
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
That's the golden rule. But the thing is, I'm wanting Kyle gone. I'm wanting Dorit gone. Erica has a use until the court cases ran flat altogether. But like, I'm wanting real people in this. I really am. I mean, I know Crystal doesn't bring much.
I'm kind of over all of them, actually. Yeah.
She's real at least. You know, I'm sick of the actresses. I want real millionaires. I mean, even if it's a Native American with money from a casino or whatever you say, I want someone like that in. People from the Middle East, because they're the richest in LA, and you don't see any of them, the Arabic people, and they're the wealthiest in LA. You see none of them on here, and the Chinese as well. And the Asians and that, you never see them. I know they're on bling, but still, you don't see them on the show, and they're the wealthiest ones. You know what I mean? And this is what we want to see. It's Beverly Hills. We want to see the glamour.
Yeah. You know, Kendra, I agree with you, because like, to me, it seemed like last season was the dark season, and then this season is like the sad season. Like I just felt though everybody on the show was just kind of sad. Like Dorit is in a really sad, awful place with the whole PK stuff. Kyle is literally, I think we're watching someone going through like a breakdown. I really think Kyle's having some type of breakdown. It's really sad to watch that with Mauricio. You know, all like the cheating and funny kiki aside, really watching it as like watching people, they're all in really sad places. Like Garcelle and her conversations with her sons, that was really sad. Crystal wasn't really even on the show. Erica, her own delusion and narcissism, holding on to this image she has of herself, when it's like Erica's like the emperor who has no clothes. Like she's the last to know that she's
good one, yeah.
And that, you know, all of that stuff. That's actually really sad and quite pathetic that she doesn't realize like the show's over for her. And like who else? And even Sutton, I love Sutton, but the whole like I'm a fierce boss babe woman, that was a little pathetic to me. Like I didn't feel excited or fun or a kiki about any of the women. They all just seem to be in really sad places in their life. So to me, it went from being the dark season to now this is like the sad season. And I don't know, I kind of wouldn't mind like a reboot of like completely fresh faces and completely fresh people. Not necessarily younger, I'm not saying that, but just fresher.
But the thing
you know
is, look at New York. I'm sorry, but these women in New York are killing it.
We're going to do a New York recap. I know we missed the season. But
I know, I'm kind of obsessed.
Yeah.
You've got Bryn, you've got Uber, you've got Jessel. Them are my three mains. Then you've got
I have a problem with Uber, though. I have a problem with Uber.
Me too.
I might be an unpopular opinion, but I got a problem with her. And we'll get into it when we do the whole New York review, but I got a problem.
I do too. There's like, I don't understand her problem.
Do you know what the thing is Dorit might come into her own now that she stopped dyeing her hair blonde and getting real, because the bleach might have gone to her hair, killed a few brain cells, you know. She might be eating a lot of tuna, getting her brain cells back. But like I say with these, I want to see more from Garcelle as well, because I'm not seeing much from her. And that thing with the sons was a bit limited too, for my liking. I want to see
it just wasn't fun.
No.
Yeah, everything was down in the dumps.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I hope maybe it's just like the first episode to clean everything up, hopefully.
Yeah,
because they had
hopefully.
to do a lot of damage control. So hopefully going into episode 2 and the rest of the season, it'll be fun again. But I doubt it because they all still seem to be sad and miserable. And it's not even like a darkness or a meanness like Elise or Rinna. It's just like we're just watching a lot of women who are just in really sad places in their life. And if I want to watch a lot of women who are sad places in their life, like I would watch like, I don't know, like a drama on TV, not a reality show about wealthy women.
Candy, we have one of those shows. It's called EastEnders. It's popular in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've heard that.
It's a right Debbie Downer. So
yeah.
everyone dies on it or someone's murdered.
Oh my God. What about that other show you guys have? It's like something Street, Concord Street. Don't you have another one? I don't know.
Oh, Coronation Street.
Yes. I need to start with the C.
Natasha Concord Street. Does everyone flying around on a plane? the Coronation Street, Emmerdale.
I knew it started with the C.
Yeah. Coronation Street is the oldest running soap in the UK. The oldest. It's
like Our Days of Our Lives.
It's even older than that. This was out when it was black and white screen.
Oh my God.
But no, like I'm saying, I want to see more from Garcelle because I like it when she gets shady.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that she has to be shady, but it's fun when she is.
Yeah.
And she calls them out. I want to see more of that. I want to see Sutton stop looking like she's just peed herself because she said something out of turn and actually stand up and be a bold bitch if this is what she wants to play. Not some middle-aged woman desperate just to fit in to try and get a man as well.
Right? Where's her testosterone? She needs to get back on that.
I want to see her balls on show. Crystal. Crystal. I want to see her mouth actually moving and something coming out of it and that tongue flapping for more than 2 words because I am really getting bored of this robot. Don't get me wrong. On her Instagram, she's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not translating on this show.
Is she? Do you guys follow her? I don't even follow her because I'm like, why would I? She's boring.
She's fun with her daughter. She's more life on Instagram than what she is on this show.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
And that's why I'm wondering, is this show doing this on purpose or something? Because she is looking dull as ditch water. Erica, put some fucking clothes on. Just put the clothes on. Because I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing it all hang out. You're a certain age lady, act it. You've got an adult son. Probably a grandkid too. And Kyle, just go back to the morgue where you belong. Say hi to Michael Myers or something, your only friend. Dorit, like I say, Dorit needs to start being real, stop being plastic, and actually start saying what she means. Because I can see her going under Erica's skirt, and that's what Erica's wanting. She's went for the weakest link out the group. And that's her. And you can see her doing it. And I'm not liking it. Erica, own your crap. If you're going to be a narcissist, just be a narcissist. Just own it. Just be
right. Like we don't want to see you try and ask your therapist what empathy is. Like we know you're a narcissist. Just own it, and that's you, and stop being in denial about it.
I don't even think that's a real therapist. I think that's just an actress. Because if that was my therapist, I would suck it.
They would be calling in reinforcements because we got someone with like a disorder.
I don't think legitimate therapists go on reality shows.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I was like, "Hi, therapist, can you come on my YouTube channel and do a session?" I think she'd be like, "No, Candy, but you need to schedule a private session because your head's."
That's exactly what they would say. They're like, "Actually, you might want to schedule a double session this week."
Yeah,
it sounds like you're a little out of touch.
Twice this week because WTF?
I'm kind of thinking. Do you know when you went and said that now, Kenny? I'm kind of thinking that this woman, she's not really that professional because she's on this show, and clearly she's doing it to get customers to build up her business. She doesn't care about it because, like, therapists are supposed to be totally private. You don't bring your cameras in.
I bet, like, she went to she majored or minored in psychology, and maybe she like like something happened to her, like what's it called, like her office or something, and then like maybe she almost lost her license, and then she knew someone in television. They're like, well, just come on the shows and pretend to be therapists for these psychos, and they're like, okay.
Do you think she got the same degree as Silverwing off the computer, just printed out and she scribbled a name on? You know, those
Who
fake
knows?
degrees.
But like, she's definitely not legit if she's doing that.
She might be a life coach. And Erica
Right.
calls her a therapist.
Oh God, not a life coach. There's
Erica
nothing-
would have someone like that and pretend it was actual therapy, and then
I don't know. All I know is that they said that when she was doing the Zoom with a therapist last season, also on the Zoom was Erica's lawyer to see what she was, to make sure she didn't say anything wrong.
They need to tap Erica back into the system.
That's kind of smart, though.
Attach it to the computer to upload how not to be a narcissist. Seems so she's a robot now, you know. And
I did crop her out because she didn't fit. It didn't fit in the thing.
Erica's
Wait,
eyes
where did you crop her out?
roll around when she gets new data. Erica gets a new data off the computer. Her eyes roll around in her head until all the data's downloaded, and then she comes out. I am Erica Girardi.
Blah blah blah.
My ex-husband was Tom Girardi. He was a.
Yeah, she's like not even a real person anymore.
Tom Girardi was the worst man ever, but I still married him because I wanted that money, but I will not say that on camera.
But I will admit, I don't understand empathy and think that's normal.
100%. And the thing about Erica is like, she thinks she got off.
She does. She
But
hasn't.
I have a sneaky feeling she's going to get indicted too.
Of course she is. They're waiting.
Yeah, but I think she thinks she got off.
Down.
But I think
She thinks she's got it like that. She thinks
that's why she's like, the best thing about losing it all is getting it back and all this stuff and blah blah blah. And coming in hot. I think that the feds are.
They always do that. They love to do a little sneak attack when you're least expected.
Jen Shaw to get captured? They were waiting for Jen Shaw for ages, so they waiting
Just
for
waiting in the
calm
bushes.
down, because what they'll do is she will slip up, because they always do, and they'll have it.
They'll let her get real confident. Yeah,
they want her to get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you slip.
Yep.
And I think that's what they're doing. But I think that Erica is going to get indicted for something. It may not be what we think it is, but it's going to be for something. I don't think she's going to get off scot-free with this.
I've watched too much Murder, She Wrote. I know what's going to go down.
Yep.
But yeah, she isn't scot-free. So let her hype up as much as she wants. She's going to get dragged back down the dirt where she belongs.
Do y'all think Mauricio? Oh, sorry. I was like ADDing. You were like mid-conversation. Sorry, Gander.
It's fine. No, I'm just saying.
You were like literally in the middle of Sorry.
She will get brought right back down in the gutter where she belongs, and that's where she'll stay. You cannot buy money, honey. You will always be what you always will be.
Oh no.
So Tay the Savior says, I don't know who's worse, Erica, Jen, Teresa, or Monica. I think, and I want to know what you guys think too, I think Erica's the worst because she doesn't care about, like she said, I don't give a damn about anybody but myself. There's zero remorse. There's zero accountability. She's still trying to act like she did nothing wrong. She played the victim. When it comes to like Jen, Teresa, and Monica, yes, they were all fraudsters and a part of it, but
Wait, who's Monica?
Monica from Salt Lake City. She was one of Jen's assistant and stuff.
But she's not. She didn't get like in trouble.
She's not in trouble though. I love Monica. She's
it's not trouble.
Well,
let's just say like Jen and Teresa, right? So yes, they did a scam, and I would say Jen's worse than Teresa because Jen had people victims,
for sure.
while Teresa had like government taxpayer victims. Anyway, but there did come a point where both Jen and Teresa said, "You know what? I effed up."
That's exactly what I was going to say, Candy. They admitted it in the end, and that is what makes them different to this one here.
Yeah.
She's evil. She's evil incarnate. I swear to God, it's a robot. It has no emotion. She has to download an emotion to break it to
She's
you.
very like vape. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary to witness, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Miss T in ages.
But do you? Oh my God, Miss T, me neither. Wait, I was gonna ask something. Do you think that there's any validity between Mauricio and his dance partner,
No.
or do you think that's?
I
don't think they are.
I don't think she's desperate enough. He goes for people more like on Vanderpump Rules, slack.
And they're like to have a dance partner, like a lot of times it's just like really like platonic, and you're working together, and it's like you two the whole time. So yeah, you might have like a playful moment of holding hands. You're holding hands while you're dancing, like you know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. I don't think it's like a dead giveaway like everyone insinuated it was.
I wouldn't be shocked if Mauricio's went with Lala off Vanderpump Rules. She's a tart. Face full of
you hate Lala.
She's horrible. Like she's the embodiment of a tramp. Like
oh my God.
I swear to God, she has fleas.
What the fleas? You're out of control.
Vanderpump Rules has fleas apart from little LVP. Oh, did you hear about the inside gossip about Bryn? She used to live with Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
She almost was on that show.
How good is that?
There's something that I don't buy with Bryn.
Same, thank you.
There's something
off.
There's a fly in the milk.
Yep.
Like there's something off with Bryn. I think
yep.
she's way
Can't
more
fight
calculated
it.
and strategic than she lets on. And I also think there's just something going on with her that's not right.
I get the vibe that she's opportunistic and that like maybe her grandma kind of like taught her in a way that like Big Kathy taught her girls, like how to like get with rich men and blah 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 blah. Because she kind of like reminisce about stuff, and like some of the stuff that she kind of like drops what her grandma taught her. I'm like, this sounds like maybe she was like giving you some lessons, more lessons than we thought.
It's clearly her grandma wanted to do better than what her daughter did. But that's what it was.
Like her job sounds very like ominous. Like, oh, I'm a PR marketing consultant with brand clients.
Yeah, she doesn't lead with that at all.
What? Like, what is your job? But like, is that even really her job?
Right. It's very like ambiguous.
Allegedly, they weren't allowed to film in it, but then she did a whole magazine spread for it. So what is it? Do they have like a no publicity clause? Or are you allowed to do a whole spread? It was in like some magazine. She did a whole spread of her apartment. I'm like, I'm confused. I thought they said you couldn't film.
Didn't she get kicked out of her apartment?
Also,
I heard she got evicted too for like a $7,000.
Yeah, she.
This is another thing. I just listened to that Tom podcast with Dr. Drew. That was interesting. I was like, this is like a lot of tea. Tom, and you've heard me discuss the whole situation. In retrospect, I definitely think that I was definitely among the people that were triggered from my own situations, but he revealed stuff about his background because Dr. Drew, he doesn't care. Like he'll just ask. He'll be like, well, that does sound a little, and he's like, but he doesn't let you get away with like, just like answering questions like vaguely. He'll be like, but why? But usually blah, blah, blah. And so like, he really got in there with Tom. I mean, like to the most that like you can on a podcast that like he would allow, but like, it was definitely pretty interesting. Like he revealed stuff about his childhood and even like, he said something very weird. Like he said that when he was young, to get his confidence back after his parents' divorce, he said he was kind of sad. And at first he didn't admit that, but Dr. Drew was like, yeah, that was depression, blah, blah, blah. And then he said he would like sneak out and go to like clubs and go dancing or something. And then like all the older women thought because he could dance, he was good in bed. But then he felt like he couldn't do that because he was like scared and like to live up to it. And then he said that kind of happened a little bit with Adriana, or maybe I'm recanting this wrong, but there was like some weird like analytical thing that kind of started to come together for me a little bit, and it was just like very interesting.
I think he should have done the who's the guy? Dr.
Drew.
Dr. Drew. That should have been his first interview.
First episode.
Not the weird no. His Howie, was it Howard Stern?
Mm-hmm.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah. One of the house.
He should have done Dr. Drew from out the gate, not that horrible Howie Mandel podcast interview he did. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He actually did a test on narcissists, and he scored not that high.
Yeah. Well, the thing, I don't think that Tom Sandoval is a narcissist.
I think he stunted, but he just kept repeating, Dr. Drew, he's like, you are very immature. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think
he's like, you have a lot of growth to do, like just mature wise. And he was like, what do you mean? Like have kids? He's like, maybe that will do it, but like you need to get to the next level of maturity.
Before he has kids.
That's a mistake for that to have offspring.
Yeah, that's how you end up like Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just him. No, he's like a nerd what never grew up. He's probably been the geek in school, and he's reliving his youth through doing this to women.
Well, he said he was for like before middle school, and then all of a sudden he wasn't, and then something happened, and he couldn't play sports, or like he wasn't good, and he kind of felt like a dork. But then he got into wrestling. I don't know. It was just weird. But like at the end of the day, he's definitely codependent. He said he wasn't that big of a narcissist. And he was like, well, what should I do with relationships? And Dr. Drew was like, you need to be alone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what's your problem? And
the thing
he needs to grow. Yeah, the overall thing was like, he's not actually a narcissist. It's just he's incredibly stunted mature-wise and emotional-wise. And he needs to be alone, and he's codependent.
Yeah, the thing with Tom Sandoval is just that he doesn't know how to emotionally handle being, quote, the bad guy. And so he does everything not to be, quote, the bad guy, which leads to lying, cheating, manipulation, gaslighting, all of that stuff, because he didn't know how which is why you saw the same exact pattern in every single relationship, where when he wanted to end it, instead of saying, I no longer want to be with you, he would do every single thing to either make that person want to leave him or to make that person so horrible that it's not on him.
And that's what makes him the bad guy.
And that's what makes him the bad guy, because instead of just being honest and saying, hey, I no longer want to be with you, he cheats and he lies and he gaslights and he does all of that stuff
to avoid that heavy conversation.
He does so much destructive work to avoid looking like the douche. But it turns out when you do all of that destructive work, that is what actually makes you the bad guy. Not because you want to break up with your girlfriend.
And he said something really dork. And Dr. Drew made fun of him. Dr. Drew made fun of him because he said his first love was this girl at space camp. And Dr. Drew was like, that was pretty dorky of you. Because he tried to pretend like he was cool. And he's like, but space camp's pretty dorky. I mean. But he said that Rachel reminded him of his first love from space camp.
I also think Tom is doing a little bit of...
He's a kid.
He's also doing a little bit of like trying to repair his reputation as well. Like all of these, like this is a bit of a stretch. Like stop it. Like Barbara said, Tom tried to reach out to Rachel for her birthday and she blocked him. He called her immature. Tom is not a good guy at lying. This is where I think Tom Sandoval messed up in that situation. A, you did not need to publicly wish her a happy birthday and then in that public birthday call her friend. That was why she blocked him.
And he doesn't get it. He doesn't get that that's what he did.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
That's what he did. I think because again, he is thinking about his reputation. Everybody else beating him. So by him saying friend publicly, he's making it very clear to everyone that they are not together.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
That is
Yeah,
what that's what hurt Rachel, because she blew up her entire life because she thought her and Tom were going to ride up into the sunset, into like the stars and the lightning bolts. And it turned out he was using her the way he used everybody, because he has a hole within himself he needs to fill first. And so I don't really like Rachel like that, but I actually have empathy, Erica. So I do know what it feels like to be other people. And if I were her, I would have blocked his ass too, because that is so disrespectful.
Like, how dare you?
Slap in the face. You blow up my entire life. You have the world hating me. You have me out here looking stupid. You have me out here looking all types of ways. And then you have
That's what I mean by he doesn't get that part.
You have the audacity of it all to then be on my Instagram. Happy birthday, friend. Like, what?
Like, get the F out of here. Yeah.
Do you know what this reminds us of? I can, like, a similar thing. It's like the Kim Cattrall with that Sarah Jessica Parker. When her brother died, suddenly Sarah is sending public messages. She could have done that in private. She could have given her a call. You know what I mean? You don't do that in public. She's just wanting to look like the sweet and nice actress that she never has been. And Kim called her out for it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
And like Deb said, that's how Ariana got him, because, and with the same with Kristen, because he has that pattern, because he does not have the emotional skill set to handle conversations where he thinks he won't be looked at as the good guy. Even Jax called that. That's why he was like, oh yeah, Tom will organize everything and lend you money and do this and do that, because he wants to look like the number one guy, that he does all this stuff for everybody.
Well, that's why he said, he's like, I want to be the guy, like, I want to help people, like, I want to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, it comes across disingenuous, because it's ultimately making you look good. It doesn't look like you're doing it for just out of the goodness of your heart. It looks like you're getting something out of it, and you are.
You just sound like a little kid with a pet on, kicking rocks. He just sounds so immature and pathetic.
He really does.
From a 6-year-old behaving like that.
Well, that's why Dr. Drew is like, you may not be a narcissist, but you need to really grow up. But like, actually, he said something else. In the beginning, he's like, the reason why people were upset and they were saying like your apology wasn't good and stuff is because you ultimately need to redeem yourself. And that usually doesn't involve just apologizing. Like saying you're sorry or
action.
It involves an action. Like, he's like, for example, some people's actions when they commit crimes, their form of redemption is going to jail. Like, it's like you need to do something to redeem yourself. And I don't think he really understood that.
The only way people change is when they show the change, and that's it. And they don't go down the same route what they did before. That's the only way a person's going to change. If they keep on going down the same road they're always doing, they've never changed. They've never learned the lesson. They will continue being that same person. And it'll be the next person, the next person, the next person. Until they actually finally get it into their heads. It's not them, it's you. Sort it out. And don't mistreat the next one, like his next girlfriend, what comes along, because she could be the one, and he screwed it up.
Well, it's funny because he's like, I'm trying not to be too connected to these women, and Dr. Drew was like, do they know about that? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm really open. And he's like, if I sometimes I'll be like, I need a few days off. And he's like, well, that sounds like you're going back to back to back days on, and that's not exactly going light in the relationship department.
He doesn't
like, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
Is he on drugs or something? Because
he just doesn't get it.
I mean, he was. He admitted that he was doing shrooms and all this other stuff.
It sounds like it, because it doesn't seem like he's like coherent, like he's in the same place as anyone else. He's like spaced out. I can see him doing mushrooms, playing Mario Kart. That's what I can see. That's his life all day until he has to go to work and dress like a drag actor when he feels like it, to get in contact with his feminine side, his closet case ways. But anyways,
it's
so late here. I normally go.
Yeah, we've been on for 2 hours, guys. But wait, before you go and before we wrap it up, what do we want to do tomorrow? Do we want to do Salt Lake City or New York?
Right? I don't know.
Isn't it? Salt Lake City's off 1 week or 2 weeks at the moment.
Why
Okay,
is
so
it
then-
off? Yeah, I was checking.
Since New York has wrapped, let's do same time tomorrow, New York season recap with all of the girls.
There's one thing I want to
All
say
of the
before I go.
girls.
There's one thing I want to say before I go. I misjudged Jenna Lyons. I didn't realize what was going on in her personal life. I thought she was a bit flaky. She lost her mother a month before filming. So no wonder her head was all over the place, acting flaky.
Yeah, I
Like-
didn't realize that either, actually.
Yeah, that's why she was acting the way she
I'm
was
not
acting.
heartless, but I think she used that as an excuse. I see through Jenna Lyons.
Whoa.
And I'm not heartless because I even gave Kyle grace because I think she's grieving. I think
No,
Jenna
Andy, I think
uses a lot of her stuff as an excuse to not be direct.
Well, Uba was like, girl, you're powerful in person. Why were you acting
Why
like
are you
that on
playing
the
the victim
show?
on the show? And I have issues with Uba. We're gonna get into it, but I agree with Uba on that. I think that Jenna Lyons is very, very calculated. She's very, very smart, and I think she used a lot of the stuff in her life as an excuse to not be direct, to say I don't want to do this or no.
The thing is, though, I'm looking at it while
That
randomly.
sucks because I wanted to like her.
I do like her.
See her.
I do like it because there's some things, and I thought something isn't right here because she's randomly coming out saying this about her mum and her mum's mental health and stuff like that, and how she didn't feel like she was loved and stuff like that, and it felt weird. And I felt sorry for her because at the end of the day, no one would want to be living like that. You know what I mean?
Stop. I just realized your picture is Mary.
I know. But this is the
That
thing,
is
though.
my
I
fear.
think that, and we'll get more into it when we do New York, and we'll also do Salt Lake City too. And we'll get more into it. But I think that's where it's conflated. It's like, yes, her mother and her mother's mental capacity or lack thereof, whatever it may be, is not good. It's done to. I totally get that. I totally have empathy for that. However, I think she used that as an excuse because she just didn't want to go to the event.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
the flying in the plane thing, that was pretty ridiculous.
It's just like, just say she didn't want to go to Jessel's party, so just say I don't want to go to your party. Instead, she said, "Oh, I have an event," and she made it sound like
I don't like Bryn, but when she said, "I have to go to the bathroom," is that a gala?
Her whole event was putting up a Christmas tree and doing decorations and just, having some wine with like the people at it was like, girl, just say
You can do that anytime.
Bed.
Did you see Jessel's party though? I was impressed by the guess what she had. But the way the women treat Jessel, they treat her as though she's nothing, and it's not cool. It really isn't.
Jessel should send all of them a bouquet of flowers, because if they did not clown Jessel the way they tried to clown her, then Jessel would not have risen to being the favorite.
Jessel's response.
Jessel became the favorite
I don't know.
because of how much of
I don't
haters
see
they
her as
were.
my favorite.
Let me put an A
Jessel and
favorite,
Bryn are mine.
favorite out there.
Jessel, Bryn, then it's Uber and Jenna, but I don't like the other two. I just don't like them.
Aaron and Sai.
Yeah, I just cannot mesh with them. I did for a bit with Sai because she felt human at times, and then it was like a different split personality, and she just became evil. I'm just like, no, Sai, there's no need for it. Like,
you know what's crazy? Erin's really young, even though she kind of looks older.
And I think Erin's
like only like 35 or something.
She looks 45.
I know.
That's what New York does.
But like she looks, but not in a bad way. Like she looks good. It's just her features. She just has one of those kind of like features. She still looks beautiful, but it just like
it's just more masculine features.
Do you know why I think it is? Do you know why I think it is? It's because she doesn't eat. So it ages more, and it does when you get to a certain age. You've got to have some weight on you to look younger.
You have to have like some fat in your diet because that's what your skin is made out of in collagen stuff.
Yes, you age if you don't eat.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm really, really tired, and I'm normally asleep. Like,
love you, Candace.
Doesn't sound like it. I'm just kidding.
I really am. I'm just shove that Candy's back talking about this because
you're like, I gotta. Yeah, it's been too long. We gotta rally.
I was fighting silently in the back. There was a lot of stuff that I had let me just put it this way. I may not have been on YouTube, but behind the scenes, I was fighting to get back.
You were on them.
Yeah. So I was fighting behind the scenes because I was.
Well, that's impressive that you stood your ground and you fought for what was right, and it's
And I'm
very
not
inspirational.
doing a damn thing differently.
And we're proud of you.
I'm not doing a damn thing differently. We're still watching clips, and I'm still telling the truth.
The good thing,
Sorry, it's accurate. Sorry, she's smart, guys. Do better. I don't know what to tell you.
The good thing about the show, Candy lets people come up and talk and say how they actually feel. No one's railroaded into anything. We can agree to disagree, but she lets you have your actual, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and she lets you
like you
express
mean it.
And that's the best thing about it, because I don't often go to people's places where I feel that comfortable. But
I forget I'm on the internet talking with y'all. Like, it sounds like we're just geeking. I'm gonna be honest.
Like I'm in other sectors earlier on during the day talking about other subjects and stuff like that. And when I come here, you can just let it all hang out and just say what you want to a degree without being super rude. But yeah, it's good. And it's like a cool like energy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
good times. Well, we're happy to have you back. I was excited.
I'm happy too. And yeah, tomorrow we'll definitely do Roni, same time. I'll put the link up on the
same time, same place. Everyone hit the like.
And then we'll also do Salt Lake City and stuff.
Look into that merch. Let's do this. All right, bye y'all. Bye. Everyone.
Candy, if I can make it, I'll definitely come on. But it's a different time zone. You know how it is, so I'll make it.
Okay. Whatever you can do, Kendra, I appreciate you no matter what.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Everyone stay safe and be happy, and just laugh at Beverly Hills. They're there to be laughed at.
Me too. Yes. Did I get the money they took? No, I didn't. They kept the money. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, it's very corrupt. Put it that way. All right, you guys. I love you. Thank you, Natasha. Mwah. Thank you, Candor. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate you so much. Juanita, Deb, Miss T. Who else? Tay, Juanita, Barbara, Amy, everybody. If I missed you from before, Foxy. Everybody, I love you guys so much. We are back, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Check out everything linked down below, and I love you. Bye. Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon.